Hey guys, Matt Masur from Growth Mode Content. Welcome to another awesome episode of Good News York. I am joined by the best. This is like our best get so far. I feel like this guy is a legit public speaker, media star, startup entrepreneur. I don't know. I'm not going to read your whole resume. Arel Moodie is in the studio. This is where
Give it up for Matt doing the introduction to make me feel very awkward. Thank you.
That's where the applause come in. How are you, man?
I'm good, man.
I'm very excited.
I love this, man. You know, I've seen your videos, but to be in the studio with this is really it's really sweet.
I appreciate that. Yeah. We've worked hard on it, and we've actually got this time next week. We will have our second studio finished. That one's going to be more of a kind of that typical podcast living room set with a couple of armchairs sort of deal. So we'll have a couple different options. Nice. But yeah, I'm glad we're very happy to have you. One of the other things, and I'm going to let Arel talk about it a little more, but one of the ways that I know this gentleman is from Profound. And if you're a follower of the show, you've seen that many of our incredible guests have come from that great organization. This gentleman's one of the co-founders. So we have him to thank really for everything that's happening here, to be completely honest. You're how I know Danny. It's just, I appreciate you for that. Before anything else, I want you to know, how much that means to us.
I think there's a beautiful mixture of when you take really, really talented, hardworking people and put them in the room and just kind of let what naturally occurs. And I think Profound is a great example of that in real time.
Yeah, spectacular organization, spectacular people. And one of the things that was great in this organization is we would have all these events for folks that don't know, and we'd get together, we'd go places, we'd have these events. And then in many cases, they were led by this gentleman who would inspire is not even is the word. It's just thought-provoking conversation, which is what you do, I would say, for a living, right? That's kind of your main gig. Yeah. You talk about that a little bit? You're speaking?
Yeah, so I've been a professional speaker for 18 years. So I've been, it's always an interesting profession when you think about professional speaking, because people say, well, you just speak for a living? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so, right? So, typically I get invited to conferences, to associations, annual events, company, all-staff meetings, and I'm a kickoff speaker or a closing speaker or a workshop presenter. And I've been doing that for close to 2 decades. And when Profound came about, Jeff Canals, who's a incredibly smart guy, Adam Weitzman, incredibly smart guy, they said, like, there's nothing like what Profound would be in Central New York, and we should do something about it. And it all made all the sense. Nothing was wild about it. So I said, let's do it. So it was an honor to get that started. And honestly, the people I've met, if all goes well, will be, they say there's people for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So I'm hoping there's a lot of lifetime folks from Profound.
I love that. He's got the great quotes. This is why I love this guy. Arel, you've also got, I mentioned briefly a startup, and your startup also gets into the world of professional speaking. Can you talk about Talkadot a little bit?
Yeah. So I'm the co-founder of a company called Talkadot. So what Talkadot came about is, in the professional speaking world, how do you know if someone's good? How do you know who should bring in? You really don't. So in a very short way to describe it is, we wanted to build like the trust pilot of speakers. So, how do you do that? It's really complex. So we first built a tool for speakers to get feedback and leads. A speaker goes up, they put up a QR code, they get some feedback, and 2 things happen. Number one, we automatically create this really great report for them that shows their quantitative data, qualitative data. We also pull out anyone in the audience that's interested in potentially hiring them so they can get spin-off business. And now we have about 10,000 speakers that are using the tool. Wow. So we now have the largest database of speakers, who they've spoken to, how well they've done, how effective they've been, the content that they've done, who they've resonated with. So now we have a really great opportunity to match speakers with event planners for their event. So if I'm an event planner, I have an event, we now can say, well, what exactly you're looking for? And instead of us going by gut, we can go by data and help match them. So it's a tool that speakers can either use individually, or they can use and will allow them to book more speaking engagements through our platform as well.
I didn't know you had that kind of second part.
That's
the new. Is that a new piece?
That's kind of always been true north for us, and the feedback tool has always been a crucial step to that true north. So it's always been there, but you can't launch. So a marketplace, if you think about Airbnb, Fiverr, any kind of marketplace, you've got supply and demand.
Yeah.
You've got to build one of the sides up first, or else the other side won't care.
100%.
So that's the challenge of any marketplace. Anyone who just goes straight to marketplace typically fails. So our goal was to, all right, well, let's build up the supply side first, which is the speakers, and we have to build the tool that they would use. Now we have the demand side, and luckily, speaking for 18 years, I know a lot of people who want speakers. So we start there, we expand out, and luckily, event planners have told us, it takes us like 6 months to find a speaker, but with our tool, they can do it in like 6 minutes.
Wow.
So it's a huge time saver, and it's database. So we're super excited about it. It is the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire running a tech company.
What's the single hardest piece of it?
You normally, as a service provider, I am an expert, and I get to share my expertise with people. So you kind of know what you're doing,
sure,
and you share it with people. In a tech company, you're constantly iterating, meaning you launch something, you spend 6 weeks building it, and then you go, oh, that didn't land exactly the way we should. So now we have to figure out how to build more efficiently. We have to figure out how to launch, and then you create features that people don't like, or they don't want, or they don't need, and then or people say, oh, you know what? Could you create this feature? And it's like completely off of
nobody else wants that.
What you're going to do. And it's like, that's really amazing for your single. So you have to manage constant iteration. You have to manage getting the word out when things change and evolve. And you have to manage when you have 10,000 opinions, they all might want a different thing. And you've got to figure out how to make the best decision for everyone. And it's a lot of input management, iteration. And that's really hard. Because normally, as a professional speaker, I might speak, 50, 40 times a year. But when you're dealing with like 10,000 people who have ideas and inputs and needs and wants, you got to, then hire the right people, create the right system. So it's a huge undertaking. And by definition, the harder the thing to do, the more beautiful the reward, or at least the learning.
Yeah.
At least the learning. Yeah.
That's incredible, man. I've seen the platform. It's a very nice tool. And I've mentioned this to you in the past is a lot of thought went into that. You see all kinds of apps and platforms and things of this nature, and many of them are very cumbersome. Yours seems to be very clean, straight to the point, and the features that I saw were actually useful features. I know you implemented some AI not long ago, and everybody, that's the thing you got to do. You got to AI up
have some AI.
Everything in the world.
Yeah.
But it seems that you actually found useful places to implement that AI, not just to check that box.
Well, that's what's really hard, because there's a couple of ways to approach technology. You can do what a lot of people do is, let's just build something for 6 months and then try to get as many people in. And then what happens is you are like a shooting star. You're hot for 6 months, but then when people actually start using it, it's a little clunky. We have very, very specifically chosen a longer, more, I don't know what the right word is. It's a iteration process that says, hey, we're going to build fast and we're going to change, but we know we're not going to get it perfect.
Sure.
And it's been, 3 years now. And, luckily we have an incredible team. I have co-founders who are incredibly intelligent in design and user experience and technology. So we are taking a longer approach, but the goal is when you win, you've created such a moat around what you're doing, because what a lot of people who go into tech don't realize is when we think about the Google Maps, the Instagrams, those are the apps that won.
Yeah.
They won. So we believe everything should flow and be as easy as those apps. But for every Google Maps and Instagram, there's a billion other people that came in and flashed in the pan and destroyed their business potential. So taking the longer approach, I think, is counterintuitive. But then ideally, you build something that, when we say a moat, it's eventually someone's going to be like, oh, they're doing a pretty good job. Let me come in and copy that. That's eventually going to happen. But I don't think people will take the same care that we will. So we feel very confident that our user approach will ideally build a moat. And, our goal is to keep iterating and getting better and better and better. It's like we were talking about like technology stuff, like it's never done. It's never baked. So I think as long as we stay hungry like that, it'll be great for our users.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Now, listen, I've mentioned this to you in the past, and I just got to lobby you a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Everything that is spectacular about Talkadot for speakers would be equally awesome for podcasters. Mm-hmm. And I think, and obviously, mm-hmm. you got to nail one market at a time, right? I can't blame you for that at all. But when you're ready, I think that you could absolutely explode in that niche as well. For, like I said, the exact same sales pitch.
And honestly, we think that's on the table, right?
Yeah.
And you're 100% right. You know, any business, your biggest challenge is saying no. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest challenge, because you want to say yes to everything, but we've learned early, the more we said yes, the more we, but for a podcaster, it's like, hey, someone's listening, but I don't know who they are. I don't know which particular episodes are resonating. I don't know. So to be able to get that really quick feedback and to turn it into visualized data and to be able to make decisions from it, to me, it makes all the sense in the world. And at some point, if the mood is right, we hope to do so, but we really want to do the event industry right now.
I completely understand that. Like I said, I got to lobby for our folks a little bit, because we need something this awesome in this industry. Even when it comes to like ad sales, now there's a lot of things that are happening where it's become, there's now actually certified podcast statistics that if you want to go out in the world and sell ads, people can actually trust these numbers. Mm-hmm. But any type of feedback that somebody who wants to go out in the market and get a sponsor or something like that is just nothing but a benefit, will help their case. So that's 100%. Again, that's just why I lobby for that.
We
need good tools, man.
We hear you. And, podcasting is interesting too, because I think about how many people create podcasts and how many people are kind of like, I think we're doing okay, right? And they say like, oh, here's some download numbers, and I guess we got some people in Texas listening, you know? But to actually, I think any podcaster listening to this, building your list is probably a hugely important, to actually turn those listeners into email addresses, turn those listeners, because then they're people you can directly communicate with.
Right.
So when you say, hey, I'm going to be in Austin, Texas, doing a live event, you could get a whole bunch of people to show up.
100%.
It's kind of like that Mr. Beast effect, where if he goes, I'm going to be at the mall in New Jersey, and the whole city shuts down.
Yeah.
We're probably all not shutting down cities, but if we can add more people, it's a value add, and it's a no-brainer.
That's it, man. That's it. Arel, a couple more things, and we'll let you out of this sweatbox. Just for a little programming note for anybody who hasn't figured it out, our AC hasn't worked, and as you're probably watching this currently, this is like the hottest day of the year. So
it is the hottest. I think it is like the heat wave hottest.
Literally,
that's how it always works.
What are you gonna do? Arel, you've also been the star of a lot of other media, right? I've seen you in commercials. You even did some Disney Plus stuff, right?
Yeah.
You want to just talk a little bit about your career on that side?
As a speaker, that's always been kind of my primary love. But when you do speaking, it also can expose you to new people and new opportunities, because either they've seen one of your videos or they've seen you speak. So quick funny story is someone saw one of my speaking videos. I speak on a subject called adult development theory that helps people build their people power. It understands how do people make the decisions that they make based on this 60-year body of research. Oh. So I've been speaking on that, and really I've been speaking on what makes people tick, and I've been always interested in that modality. So an executive producer saw one of my videos and was like, hey, have you ever thought about hosting a show? And I was like, what do you mean? Like Montel Williams, like host a show. And I was like, I wouldn't be opposed to it,
Sure.
And, so we actually went down this rabbit hole of pitching me to host a talk show.
Oh, wow.
And it actually got so far that I shot a pilot for Fox to host a show.
Wow.
Now, what happened as the pilot was completely finished and done, and, things were looking pretty up, Disney bought Fox. So a lot of times when someone buys something, mergers and acquisitions, projects get shelved.
Absolutely.
And that project, it got shelved. But because I was in the world now, there was tape in the, an opportunity presented itself to host a show on Disney Plus called Family Reboot, which was produced by Kelly Ripa. So it's one of those things where you never know what's going to happen. And the funny thing, and I don't know if this is helpful for anyone, the video that executive producer saw that eventually led to the pilot, which eventually led to the show that was on Disney Plus, maybe had like 2,000 views.
Wow.
Right? So it's not like I came in as a viral sensation.
Yeah.
It was just the right content, right person, right time. So that's why I encourage people want to create. You don't know who's going to see it, and one conversation could change anything. And that's how the show came about.
I love that. I absolutely love that message. You know, that's something very similar that we've tried to reiterate. Our man Dakota has tried to drill that message into our head.
Dakota, you know? That boy, that's a content machine right there.
He is, man. He is. And he knows how to do it for his niche, you know, and he'll be the one that tells you that same exact message. You know, he doesn't need to go viral. For him, there aren't millions of people that care about community solar. You know, but the people that do,
and that's helpful when you have, like, for example, if you're a professional speaker and you get high fees, well, what's one speaking engagement worth? Or, you know, if you provide a service and you get one long-term, you know, what's the LTV, lifetime value of a client? So if you actually look at it through the lens of what's one worth to me, I could, and like Dakota, like he's such an incredible guy because he's a great heart, great dude, but he's so consistent. Yeah. And that's why I think he's going to win, is because where other people go, oh, I put something out, it didn't get that much views. This was a lot of time and effort. Like, I'm going to stop. The person who just keeps banging the drum eventually are going to have people listening. And it's so accessible to every human, but yet so few people actually are willing to just keep beating the drum.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, this dude gets it. It's, you know, we keep repeating this stat that something like 98% of podcasts don't make it to episode 20, and the ones that do don't make it to episode 100 by the same percentage. And it's that consistent. You're absolutely right. And so I just the more and more people say that, I'm more than happy to echo that message. I appreciate that very much. Yeah. Arel, what's on deck for you in the future? We've been talking everything you're doing. What can we look forward to?
You know, I'm super excited about what we're doing on the speaking side. You know, so my speaking company is really interacting with a lot of organizations. So continue to speak, continue to do that. Like, that's like, if you will, if you imagine a guitar player playing the guitar, they just want to play the guitar. Sure. Right. So that's keep going. But Talk It Out is really going in a really big way. We're really excited about being able to take event planners who are like, I have a really specific need, search budget, you know, with as many people as we have, being able to actually connect them, and for speakers to be able to have speaking engagements come to them, and to be able to, you know, keep getting data so that they get more and more accuracy. You know, we're really hoping to elevate the entire event industry. If you think about how many events happen per day in this country and how many speakers are hired per day, considering how clunky and how difficult it is, we really hope to elevate the entire speaking industry, the entire events industry, to make it a more up-to-date, more valuable, using AI to summarize, to match, to find people. I think there's just a huge opportunity in the event space. And for us as individuals, imagine going to an event where every event has the right speaker. Every event has content you look forward to, versus like, I gotta like drudge through it.
Well, that's the main selling point of most of those events, is the speaker.
It's speakers, it's connection, right? That's why people go to conferences. You go for networking, connection, and for content speakers. And we think that the connection and networking is really solid in most events, but the speakers, they're hit or miss. And if you don't have a good speaker, you know, we've had experiences with, you know, with Profound before, you know, Talk It Out was really, you know, where we would bring in a speaker, maybe they didn't land, and then our members are like, you guys are falling off the boat, man. This is not the quality we expect. You're like, oh, don't, like, no, like, you know. So like, an event could either make or break an organization. We know how much content and speakers are a part of that. So we're super excited about that, and we think that it's going to be hopefully what everyone will say is extremely obvious once it continues to grow into what we hope it'll be.
That's awesome, man. I love it. Arel Moodie, hit the plugs, buddy. Where can people find you?
Luckily, I'm the only Arel Moodie in the whole world.
Nice.
So if you put Arel Moodie, the Google will auto-correct you and help find me. But LinkedIn is probably where I spend most of my time now. So Arel Moodie on LinkedIn. My website is arelmoodie.com, and our website is talkadout.com. If anyone is a professional speaker, you can go to talkadout.com, get a free version of our tool. We have a freemium model, so you can get it for free, start using it, getting feedback. If you're an event planner and you are planning a conference, or you are part of a committee and you're part of the planning committee, and you're like, oh my gosh, we got to find a speaker, we have specific needs, reach out to talkadout.com. We 99.9% of the chance can find someone exactly for what you're looking for.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Arel, it's been a pleasure. It's really awesome to have you here.
I love this for you, man. I just want quick, Matt.
Please.
I love this for you, man.
Oh, thank you.
I love this for you. I think that you are you are creating a level of value and a level of consistency that is extremely important for our area and for our business community. And keep beating that drum. There's few people who have the strength. And what I realize is it's so much easier for people to talk about what they could do or talk crap in the comments than it is to do the work. And you do the work, and I just want to acknowledge you and see you for that.
That means the world, man. I really appreciate that. Anytime you want to come back to Good News York, even just to shoot the breeze, but if you got something cool to talk about, you are more than welcome. We would love to have you. So
I would love to. Watch out what you ask for. You might just get
anytime, my friend. With that, we'll be back with more Good News York in a little bit.
Ow! Welcome back to Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. GetAdsOnTheGo.com. Mike Brindisi here. The second segment of this week, or this day's episode. Cool. Normally, Matt is with me. He's passed out because we have no AC. Yes. We are doing this with no air conditioning. It is 86 degrees in here. And I thought, what better thing to do when it's 86 degrees than extend the episode and have a second interview? Yeah. But I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else than this gentleman to my left. Now, for people who know me, I've said on record, funny people are funny. I love funny people. But the funniest people to me are people that are funny without trying, and that is this man right here.
Oh, that's a lot.
My favorite people in the world are the people that you can't describe, where you go, you just got to meet him. Graham, you got to meet him. I can't explain him. And that is this man, Mr. Graham O'Donnell from Meltech Solutions.
Oh, thank you.
That was a little weak. It's only one of me clapping.
No, yeah.
But the sentiment's there.
Now you've set a precedent that I have to be very suave.
No, that's what I mean. If you're just you,
effortlessly,
you don't have to try. You're just a very and I'm being sincere. You know what I mean? You're a very unique person. You're very intelligent. Obviously, you work for Meltech Solutions. Meltech Solutions also being one of our clients here at Growth Mode. You and Mike Lisi have a podcast called Hack Dissection, which we're going to be shooting after this. And that's kind of how I got to know you. Was you obviously coming on the podcast, which I think, are you a permanent co-host now? Did you hack your way in?
Mike's nodding yes.
Did I put you on the spot?
I guess I'm in.
Did we just make it? Did we break news? Well, your podcast, Hack Dissection, it's mind-blowing to me because the things you guys talk about, when we think, when the normal people like myself think of IT security and hacking.
Sure, yeah.
We think of we gotta hack into the mainframe and and I know I'm gonna go to DOS / we don't know what the hell.
I need more time.
Yeah, I need more time.
What's that movie? Spearfish? Kingfisher? I don't know.
Well, either way. But when I hear you and Mike talk about what you guys do and red team and
sure.
and what is it, testing, the
penetration
testing, and no, it's not sexual. It's fascinating. So talk to me a little bit about what is Meltech Solutions. Let's talk about the company and how you got started.
Yeah, so that's funny. Meltech Solutions is a lot of things. It's a consulting firm. So Mike started it to kind of do his own thing, and then he just kind of he keeps tying on people, and so we continue to kind of expand the service offerings as a result. So we do penetration tests. Mike does a lot of web app and API testing. That was his big thing, right? Yeah, when you worked at he's in the back, so I asked him to stand in the back to give me some help here. So he does a lot of web app and API stuff. I do pretty much all the network testing, the internal, external network testing. We did an episode about physical security testing. We've got all the tools for that. But there's also a development arm of the company. So AppySec U. It's the API security education and certification program.
Okay, I thought you just swore at me in Russian. I didn't know what you just said. No. I'm glad you cleared that up.
We helped a lot with the development of that course platform. But that wasn't me. That was Mike and this other guy, Brody. Right? He's right, Mike. That's his name, Brody. Okay,
is that correct, Mike?
So. We do a lot of stuff like that, a lot of CTFs,
for DEF CON, the Red Team Village. Mike is the president of Red Team Village.
So cool.
Why is Mike? You should be here.
No.
Come on.
You're here, buddy.
Sweating in front of the mic.
So
man. Let's tag out.
Let's go back real quick. For those of you, because I mentioned it in the beginning too, you said you do a lot of the penetration testing.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit? This is fascinating.
Oh,
What exactly does that mean?
Okay, so pen tests are the they're security audits, and they essentially you have some infrastructure. It can be your building, it can be your cloud stack, it could be an API that you've built, it could be your internal network environment, pretty much anything. It could be a wireless environment, networks that you've provisioned, to have Wi-Fi around the office or something, and you have some sweaty basement dweller like me or Mike.
We're all sweaty basement dwellers today. We got no AC.
They come in and they pull out all these esoteric tools, and essentially you are trying to assess the scoped environment. You're trying to assess it for security gaps, and then you see if those perceived gaps are exploitable. If you can exploit them, then you leverage that into whatever access you can get from there as kind of a proof of concept to show the severity of the vulnerability. And then you throw it all into a Word document and kind of that's the that's
amazing.
The deliverable.
So in layman's terms, penetration testing is a way for you just to find the holes in your security
Before
and then you guys will help fill those holes, so to speak.
Well, hey, that's no, actually, that's technically our job is to find the problems.
Okay,
but we don't have necessarily the insight to remediate those findings. We can advise on what we think you should do, but at the end of the day, we hand our findings over to a blue team.
Okay.
So, right, like Mike, we talk about how we are like red teaming. So that's offensive. And then the blue team would be like the guys who actually, their full-time job.
The offense and the defense.
Yes, their full-time job is to
That's amazing.
monitor the network, monitor whatever environment, security guards, that walk around the mall. Those are technically blue teamers. They're physical blue teamers, right? They're supposed to stop, threat actors from coming in and, stealing or harassing.
So red team is the more fun. The more fun, right? You get to try to break in.
Maybe. Yeah. It definitely gets a lot of hype because it's like a very glamorous sorry, Dan's fanning himself.
I know, he looks like a supermodel. He does it. He does this, and then when he does this thing right here, where he goes
weird hair. Oh yeah.
Oh, it just gets me every time.
The Fabio core.
Yeah, please stop doing that.
Can you take another button down? Actually,
Yeah,
it really helped me be more comfortable.
There it is.
Oh yes.
God,
yeah,
it's got
that's good. That's good.
the chest of a bison.
Yeah,
All right.
with
Anyway,
the rug. It's definitely more. It gets a lot more attention. Red teaming gets a lot more attention because it's it's like super hacker.
Yeah.
Like, oh, have you seen Mr. Robot?
Yeah,
Have
so
you
we
seen
all
James Bond?
the idiots like us are like, I would love to try to break in because Mike
Sure.
has shared some amazing stories about. I mean, the penetration testing isn't always just through sitting at a computer. Like he told a story about a guy that and I'm paraphrasing Mike, but basically a bank hired them to break into the safe. They didn't leave with actual gold bars in their backpack.
Yeah.
So it can get insane. What's the most fun you've had doing a pen test?
Oh man,
I know you have fun every time, but
yeah. I mean, we've already told this story, but I think my first
not on here though.
My first big win was still the most exciting thing that I've done because I've gotten wins on other networks before. And I say win, it's never a competition, but it helps to get into that mindset when you are doing the work. You want to be competitive, you want to be aggressive, you want to win.
Of course.
But then at the end of the day, you come into the room and you definitely don't want to have the attitude of we beat you.
No,
because
you're on their side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're on their side. You're doing, but that's the best part though. Is even though if you're successful and you're like, yeah, I would say you're cheering a victory in that, hey, we figured out where the hole is and now we're gonna fix it for you.
Yeah. But I think my first big, so I should preface this by saying, like, I didn't study computer science in college.
Mm-hmm.
So coming into this field, and this is like, I feel like this is a big problem. Not necessarily a problem, but just like a big challenge of being in this field is that, like, the breadth of knowledge that you can acquire is so wide.
Yeah.
Like the breadth of subjects in this field are so wide, and each one goes so intensely deep into like detail that you will never know everything about everything. And so, like, you can be working in this field for literally decades, go to like a work convention and meet someone, and you're just like blown out of the water.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, okay. Like, because like I am just forever going to be an idiot.
No, you're not.
Because there's just so much to learn.
No, but you know what it is? I'm so glad you said that, because between how fast technology evolves and changes,
Sure,
mixed with just the nature of this industry, I feel like every day, and it's a cliche, but I feel like you're learning every day, and every pen test, every job, you're learning something new. Am I right?
Yeah, that's totally correct.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting. There's never one same call or same job, I guess.
It is exciting. Some days it's exhausting. I'm gonna be completely honest, because it's just like, some days if I'm in a bad headspace, I'm just like, man, I'm just always gonna just barely have my head above water.
Yeah.
You know? But then other days it's like, I mean, you really have to be in love with learning.
Yeah, man.
To survive in this field and not burn out. You have to fall in love with the process.
Yeah.
It's every day.
Graham O'Donnell, Meltech Solutions, he's got a podcast with us, Hack Dissection.
Yes.
I'm in love with that. In fact, we're going to shoot an episode after this. So growth mode content, that is one of our favorite clients. Let's talk about.
Oh, okay. I was like, are we at time? Are you ready?
No. Just a little plug in the middle.
Sure.
So you're talking about all the testing and things like that. Mm-hmm. One thing I did pick up on the podcast that I thought was a really great advice. So I think the question was something to the effect of, what would you give advice, to people that are kind of in this field? And you were like, if you're an IT person, learn about hacking. If you're hacking, learn about IT, because it all helps each other. Did I retain that correctly?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if I said that. I'm leaking. Right?
Bud, listen.
Look,
I know.
Can we get
I wish you could hack the HVAC system. We actually said that when you guys were coming. We're like, if we decide to go forward with the shoot today, maybe they can hack the HVAC system. Because we were like, Graham's the kind of guy that'll be like, I'll be right back, and go up on the roof. But
we'll see.
Don't do that.
Know. HVAC tech.
Yeah.
Different set.
I feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
But anyway,
what were we?
We're talking about just when you're involved in IT at all.
Learn about.
You and Mike always said, learn as much as you can about not just what you're doing. Learn about the hacking. Learn about blue team, red team, all that stuff.
Yeah. And I think you can't break something unless you know how it works.
Exactly.
So it's like. You do. You have to. You're not going to be able to test a network. I think, like, learning about hacking. Hacking is like hacking is not necessarily a lot of people say, like, hacking is a mindset, right? Hacking is the attitude that you carry with you into a challenge of, like, how do I break this system down and analyze the pieces, and then, like, how can I get the pieces of this system to behave in a way that suits my needs, irrespective of the purpose that system was built for, right? And so, like, I think, like, you have to learn IT to become a hacker. You can't provision a network pen test if you don't know how network protocols work. So I don't know if it's like. Learning hacking is not something that you really like. A lot of people like to fixate on, like, the practice of, like, provisioning a penetration test or exploiting things, and those skills are actually quite simple. They can get really technical,
sure,
but, like, at the end of the day, it's just book work.
Sure.
I think like a big part of being like a lot of blue teamers are hackers, you know, like
right.
They're not running like offensive engagements for a living, but like blue teamers come up with CVEs, like exploits that push the field further because they are like they are working with the defensive equipment and they're steeped in their own network for such a long time that they get a much better view of the environment and the technologies. And so then on their off hours, you know, they've been like, well, I've been staring at this monitor for, 100 hours this week and I noticed something weird. And that's what it takes. It's just like that kind of time.
To make a sports analogy, it would be like, you're at training camp and you're an offensive player. You still know how to play defense.
Yeah,
you still know how to defend a pass. And in fact, because you know how to catch a pass, helps you learn how to defend that pass.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's kind of that same mentality.
You have to have one. You can't have one with the other. And I think this ties back into what I was trying to say with the red teaming, blue teaming thing, is that like red teaming is glamorous. And so a lot of people think it's like the cool field.
Yeah.
Like when I go to DEF CON and I tell people that I'm a pen tester, they're like, oh, wow. But it's like blue teaming is just as exciting and just as necessary, if not more.
Absolutely.
Blue team jobs like network maintenance and network security, like defense, SIM operators and stuff like that, those jobs outnumber red teamers 10-1 in the industry.
Absolutely.
So they're critically important, and I'm not really that great at it, which is why I'm on the offensive side, but that is like the zone of genius for many people in this field. And I think that it has the potential to be just as exciting, the forensics and like the digging around. Like if you love the chase, that's what you're doing all day. Yeah. You're the cat in the cat and mouse game.
It's awesome.
You know?
See, this is so great. And I feel like this is a hack question, and it was like the first thing I asked Mike, but you guys have not been on Good News York yet. Well, actually Mike has, but you have not. And I feel like the viewers are at home thinking this. This is the question. So the guys that are out there that are actual hackers and that cause all these issues that we hear about.
Sure.
What is the motivation for it? Is it pride? Is it a financial thing? Is it a mixture of both? Yeah. What makes someone get up and go, I'm going to mess with everybody today and ruin some lives?
I think threat actors are motivated by a lot of different causes. That's a very case by case thing. Excuse me. A lot of times it's financial. People need to make money. Ransomware gangs. We now have seen ransomware gangs that operate the same way as like a modern office. You know, they have a building, they go in, they have like quarterly bonuses. You know, that's just like their thing.
They run it like a company.
Yeah,
some of these.
literally like a company.
I always thought it was more of a freelance gig where it's like, I'm going to fuck with this person today.
You would think that, but you would think that because like the hackers in popular culture are portrayed as like one guy in a hoodie, off somewhere, but like it takes a lot of man hours to do. I mean, if you think about Google or Meta, any sort of like software development company, they build products, and like software development is like difficult. It is labor intensive. It's not labor intensive the same way that like building an apartment complex is, but it's like it's mental work, and you have to have like a conglomeration of minds to be able to build an effective product. And so like flying solo it makes it very difficult to take down big targets. Especially hacking is like, humans are persistence hunters, right? Like you follow the mammoth until it gets tired, it lays down, you poke it to death, everybody eats. Hacking is just as much like a persistence hunt as like hunter gatherer kind of you know, it takes,
there's a lot of observing.
It takes time. Exactly.
There's a lot of waiting.
Stalking prey. You're waiting for an opportunity. You're doing all of this research to find exactly who to send this email to, how to format it.
When.
Exactly. So that it doesn't get blocked. What's going to give you the highest chance of a click, and then you get in. And if you once you get a foothold onto the network, again, you have a bunch of defensive guys, right? Their whole job is to look for anomalous behavior. And so everything, the more complex an operation gets, the slower you need to move. Because if you're a ransomware gang and you're in a Fortune 500 and you're getting in off one email, right? You have one workstation that you've compromised. You need dwell time. That's what it's called. That statistic of how long a threat actor is able to persist within a network before discovery. That's dwell time, and the longer you have that, the greater access you're going to be able to get, the more damage you're going to be able to do.
Dude, this is awesome. That's amazing. What a great explanation. So that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So Graham O'Donnell, we're here. Meltech Solutions is the company. Let's talk about the podcast before we go.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So you guys shoot a podcast with us called Hack Dissection. It's one of my, I got to say, one of my favorites.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's awesome. Let's talk. Tell the folks, what can we expect with Hack Dissection? What kind of topics do you guys discuss? What do you got coming up?
I don't know. That's a lie. I do know. I'm on it.
Dwell time. He's got to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Persistent.
I sound so smart.
That was very
good. That was very good, right?
Yeah. We talk about IT topics, security IT topics. The podcast is called Hack Dissection.
Yeah.
So most of the time, that's what we're doing is we're discussing a hack, breaking it down. But I think it's more of a general approach to offensive security. I know our upcoming guest is talking about a book that he's released. We're probably going to talk about AI.
Nice.
Assisted penetration testing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We do have a guest coming up who we're doing a whole segment on AI vishing, and which is like you build a deep fake of someone, their voice or maybe their likeness, and then you present that to a victim and to try to fool them. That's like a new the hot new thing.
Yeah, I've heard. It's scary.
Yeah.
People's like kids saying I've been kidnapped.
Exactly.
I mean, that's awful, dude.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a whole segment on that. So it's a lot of it's a lot of like cutting edge offensive security breakdowns.
It's awesome.
Taking those kinds of topics and bringing them, just translating them into a more accessible vocabulary.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I remember there was an episode, you were like Carrot Top. You were pulling out all these devices that could unlock doors and stuff. So you can look forward to that too. Hack Dissection right here at Growth Mode Content. It's a phenomenal podcast. Graham, you are one of a kind. Before we go, any plugs? Anything you want to, websites, events, anything?
Oh, man.
Yourself?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for
That's
that.
okay.
We already did the plug. I
kinda
work for
did.
Maltech. That's pretty much all I do.
Well, listen, Graham O'Donnell, you are one of a kind human being, and you're a genius. And I thank you for coming on Good News York. Check Graham out. He works for Mailtech Solutions. You need anything regarding IT security, Mike Lisi and the crew.
Yeah.
They're the ones you call.
That's true.
And check out their podcast, Hack Dissection. Graham, thanks for coming on the show, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we'll be
paper
back
towel.
tomorrow here on Good News York. Sponsored by Ads on the Go, getadsonthego.com.
Get ads on the go.
Get ads on the go. Welcome back to a bonus segment on Good News York. I am joined by my favorite person on the planet other than my daughter. This is my son, Parker Brindisi. Parker, welcome to the show. You are on Good News York. How do you feel about that? Presented by Ads on the Go. How do you feel about that, buddy? Feel good?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So tell people, you're really into baseball now.
Yes.
And you just got done with your season. Talk about your first T-ball season. How do you think that went?
Great.
Really great?
Yeah.
You were slugging it, man. I have a compilation of all your at-bats, and every time you hit a bomb. And you and I have been working in the yard on your defense, right? What have we been working on?
Pop flies, grounders.
Yeah. Pop flies and grounders. And who's your favorite baseball player?
No, I gotta say it all the time, Aaron Judge.
Yes. And my father-in-law, fun fact, said when I asked if I could marry his mother, He said under one condition, if the kids are Mets fans, because I'm a Yankees fan. Well, they're Mets fans, my daughter and my son. But my son does like Aaron Judge.
Yes.
And that's okay. Because I always said, I'm not going to tell you who you have to like, but I'll tell you who you can't like. And that's the Red Sox. Other than that, fair game. Before we go, what are some other things you're into? You like WWE, right? Ever since baseball, you're kind of getting out of it. But who's your favorite wrestler?
Wrestler? You know,
Well, who'd we meet? We went to wrestling. We met who?
Oh, yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. That's your guy.
Yeah.
But then there's an old timer that you love. Who's that?
Hulk and
Undertaker. Yeah, they're amazing. Well, before we go, you want to promote anything? What do you got coming up? You want to talk about? We're going to be doing flag football soon.
Yeah.
I got a hard-hitting question, actually. Who gave you your good looks, your mom or your dad?
You know, good looks.
Good looks.
You know, I don't know.
You don't know? I'll tell you. Your dad. I'm kidding. Your mom's beautiful. I gave you your comedy wit.
Yeah.
I think. All right. Anything else you want to chat about before we go? We got to get our shoot going here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I need to talk about that.
Speed it up because it's 86 degrees in here. We got no AC. What you want to talk about, buddy?
I don't know.
Well, you wanted to come on. Come on. Now's your chance. Promote it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Who's your favorite band? Let's do that. We'll end it there. Come on. You and I love them. We watch them every day. Say it.
Metallica.
Metallica. You have a favorite Metallica song?
Yes.
What is it?
Screaming Suicide.
Oh, Jesus. Screaming Suicide's the one you choose?
Yeah.
I look like an awesome parent. That's my cue. All right, Parker, thank you for coming on Good News York.
Yes.
I love you more than anything. And any last words?
No.
All right. Thanks for tuning into this bonus segment of Good News York brought to you by Ads on the Go. Parker Brindisi. Awesome, dude.